Stories have power. They remind us that even when life bends us low, grace still has a way of finding us. Today, I'll tell you the story of a girl named Esther, a girl whose faith was tested, whose purity was tried, and whose heart was found by grace. So, stay with me till the end, because what happened to Esther might just remind you of how God writes beauty from brokenness. Esther was the kind of girl whose presence calmed a room. She grew up in a small town, where the air always smelled of rain and faith. Her parents, though not rich, raised her with love and in the fear of God. Every Sunday, she sang in the church choir, her voice soft but steady. And when she prayed, you could almost feel heaven lean close. She was the girl mothers pointed to and said, "Be like Esther." The girl whose laughter had no guile, whose heart was pure. But life has a way of testing what we profess to believe. It started quietly. First, her father's cough that wouldn't go away. Then her mother's sudden weakness that left her bedridden. Before long, the small home that once echoed with joy grew silent, except for the sound of prayers and hospital bills piling up. Esther tried. She sold her clothes, her jewelry, even her phone. She pleaded with relatives, applied for jobs, prayed all night. But the hospital needed money now. And that was when Mr. Derrick entered the picture, a rich businessman who had admired her for months. He offered her what she needed most, money. But in return, he asked for what she treasured most, herself. Esther's heart shattered. Her faith, once clear, now trembled like a candle in the wind. She thought, if I say no, my parents could die. But if I say yes, who will I become? Days passed. Nights stretched endlessly. Finally, she whispered to God, "If this is wrong, please forgive me. I just can't lose them." And so, she agreed, but only on one condition. "Marry me first," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. Derrick paused. Something about her purity disarmed him. He saw not desperation, but depth. And for the first time in years, he felt conviction. So, he agreed. They married quietly, without fanfare. And with the money he provided, her parents got treated. They lived. But Esther didn't feel alive. She would lie awake at night beside a man she didn't truly love, whispering prayers that felt unanswered, wondering if she had lost herself while trying to save the people she loved. But grace. Oh, grace always finds a way. One morning, Damilola woke before her and saw her praying, her face wet with tears, yet her words full of hope. "Lord," she prayed, "I know I failed you, but please, don't let my story end in shame." Something broke inside him. He reached out, held her hands, and said, "Esther, if this is what faith looks like, then I've been blind. I'm willing to join you in this journey of faith. I want to serve God with you, to do great things with you, and for His kingdom. You have found favor indeed, and I too have found grace through you. This marriage isn't a mistake. God brought you into my life for a reason, and maybe this is it." That moment marked the beginning of his redemption. He started joining her for prayers, listening to her talk about God. Little by little, his heart softened. Months later, he gave his life to Christ. And Esther, who thought she had fallen too far, realized that grace had not only found her, it had found them both. And maybe that's the truth behind every story like Esther's. We don't always make the right choices. Sometimes pain clouds our faith, and fear makes us forget who we are. But grace, God's grace, never forgets. It waits, it pursues, it restores. Esther thought she had lost her light, but God turned her ashes into a testimony. Through her brokenness, another soul found redemption. And that's what grace does. It reaches into our ruins and rebuilds us from within. So maybe you're watching this, thinking it's too late for you. Maybe guilt has chained your heart, or you've made choices that you regret every day. But hear this, you're never too lost to be found. The same grace that found Esther is still looking for hearts willing to come home. If you'll let Him in, He'll rewrite your story too. Because grace always finds a way.